Hello everybody. Cadence released their version 3.1 of the Kadence Blocks already a couple of weeks ago, because you see it's 3.1.11, so there has been some fixes and little updates in the meantime. You see it here. This is on their official website, August the 4th, so in the beginning of the month. And there have been a lot of awesome changes, big ones and also small ones. Also, the Kadence Blocks Pro has been updated, but this is more a revamp, more like the code that has been restructured and has been updated and been optimized. Kadence Blocks, the free version, has a lot of new features which you can read about here. I will be going over them in this video, or some of them. Okay, so you see I have my Kadence Blocks installed here, version 3.1.11 at the moment of this recording, and you might notice if you install it that it might be already a newer version than the one that I have here. There are some awesome things, and the most awesome thing is that this Kadence Blocks plugin is free. Let me open up one of my pages here, maybe this one. And the first thing you will notice is that the layout has changed a little bit. So if I click on this plus, this is the same, but you will see the advanced text block is now text, and then between the parentheses advanced, and buttons the same, gallery the same. So there is a little bit of a rephrasing almost, but there is nothing changed too much, but it's more like the layout or the text underneath is a bit different. The other thing that you might notice, here is the original form block, and if we scroll down you will see we have a new form block, the advanced form block, and this is their really awesome new form block, which is a lot more flexible, which allows you to create a lot more in-depth forms than the original one. This one is still available because if you have a form made with Kadence Blocks, it will be with this one. So to keep it compatible and not have any problems, they have decided to keep the old one and then instead add the new one on the bottom. So from now on you can start using this one if you want to, but it's still possible to use the limited old form block, which is also perfectly fine, but it's just a little bit more limited. And the other thing you might notice is we have a progress bar as well. This is a new block as well that was not available in before the 3.1 update. Okay, let's dive into it. So you see I have here a row layout inserted already. Let me close this up and open the list view. And you will see, instead of a row layout, you see this is called call to action, and this is called hero section. And this is immediately something that is new as well. Let me insert a new one. So by default, if I insert one, row layout, just like it used to be, but now you have the option here, click, rename, and then you can name this whatever you want. And then click on save, and then this becomes the new name of this row layout. So it doesn't change any functionality, but it's if you have a page with a lot of blocks in it and you want to only change a certain part of the page, you can easily see, okay, I only need my hero section or my call to action, and this makes it a little bit more easy to see, especially when you have big pages with a lot of content. This is not only possible for the row layout, but for example, we have two sections here, same thing, 3 dots, rename, section 1, save. Perfectly possible. Rename, section 2, save. So you can name whatever you want, and you can do this with every block or Kadence block. So they enabled this for every block, which is a really cool, nice little feature. All right. The other thing, let me open up here. Let me close this. If we have our row layout, let me open the settings. You have if I go to the advanced tab, you have the padding and the margin with the values with the slider. This is the same as it used to be. But what we didn't have before is when you went to the tablet view, normally it inherits everything you set in the desktop one. So if I do here extra large, this will also be, if I don't reset it every time by clicking on the little arrow here. So this padding and this margin keeps extra large is going to be inherited on the tablet view and also on the mobile view. But the annoying thing was, if you clicked on it, it used to be impossible to see. This was just empty, just like it is over here. So you were never sure if it was the same or if it was different, or which mobile padding is going to be applied if you didn't specifically set it. So as you can see, now it's easy to see which values are inherited from the one before and which values, these are in the normal black color. These are the ones that you specifically set for that specific media query. And here as well, here you see it inherited the extra small, not from here, but because we changed something in the tablet view, it will inherit this extra small from the tablet over here, and it also has the extra large inherited from the tablet, and the tablet itself has inherited this from the desktop view. So this is making life a little bit more easy, and also it's nice to see which values specifically are inherited. Normally this will also work with these custom values, so if I make this 89 pixels, this is now specifically set up, so this is not going to be inherited, but you will see here the 80 is also now inherited, so it also works with values and not only with the small, large, extra large values. Okay, so two things that make life easier: one, the renaming, whichever block you want, also other blocks, and then the inherited values you can now easily see. This is something cool. The other thing we have now, you see here two sections again. Hero section with the custom naming in. This is a different site, but same thing, only the Kadence Blocks free plugin is installed. Now we also have an extra option with the background of the hero. Let me go to the desktop view. As we go to the styling tab and we go to the background settings, we go to the video tab where this is the video one. Now you have here you have a little bit more options. You can still do local, this means it's on your own server, you host it yourself, but you can also now select YouTube or Vimeo, where you just add the ID you see here, and with YouTube something similar, you put in the ID and then it will use that video as your background for that section. Of course you have to make sure if you're using video from somebody else that you can do this, and also that they won't remove or change something and suddenly your background image doesn't work anymore. So you see that it's not ideal, but it's possible now. If you want to have YouTube videos as your background, you can just do this here. The other thing is with the gradient, you have a little bit more specific settings. You have here control point position. This was something that was not possible, where you can really narrowly set the percentages here. So this is also a new option that's now there. Okay. The other new awesome thing, of course, is the advanced form block. So if I add one over here, so you will see on the bottom the new form block. Let me remove this. There is nothing created yet, so we have to create a new one. And you see we get 3 steps. We have a layout step, styling tab, and a title step. You can start with a blank form, and they also have a little bit of an option here, and an initial layout to get you started, and then you can of course do some different things. So this is the most advanced one, so you can always go back to layout to change. If you click on one, you have some initial styling. You have basic, you have the dark option, the infield option, where the label is inside of the same box. Here you see it's on top, and then the underline. Let me just select one. Let me go with the underline, and then you can have it a specific title, for example, call to action, form. Doesn't really matter, whatever you want it to call, and then you can add a description about the form to have more information later. Create, and now you will see we have this already created without having to do anything with the preset layout we have selected. You see this is looking nice already. You see we have a little plus over here where you can easily add a new field on the bottom side. This will be, and you see this looks completely different than what it used to be. It's not over here now, but we can select them from over here. You have the standard fields. It's already nice. Then you have some advanced fields where you also have a hidden field. This can be used often to have some information with, for example, if you have a certain campaign with a certain URL, you can put this inside of a hidden field, and then afterwards you can see which campaign scored better, for example. An accept button is also cool because this makes it harder for spam to get through. If you if they have to accept first this, you can change whatever you want, whatever you want it to, accept me, and then you have to click on this, and then it allows them to continue. With the arrows you can go back and forth, so you can easily change position of the fields if you want to. And then if we select the form again, click on plus. The other thing that's awesome is the file upload button. So if you want them to be able to upload something to your site, so they, for example, if they have to do a solicitation and they can put in their resume, you can make a field like this. They can put in whatever they want, and then you have an upload system on your website as well. You can here set some limitations, so how much megabytes it can be, and also which file types are allowed. Can it be images, PDF, audio, video, documents, zip archives, yes or no? This is something you can set up. You can also here toggle the required button or not, and then here you have some percentages. You can set the width, the minimum width, some extra settings. You can put a name. So there are a lot of options now available for us. If we once more go to the form, click on plus, you have some layout blocks as well. So you can put in an advanced text block. You can also put in a row layout. So I can just pop one in right over here. So our form, if we open it up now, has one row layout over here with 2 sections already in it, with the name field and the email field, another row layout with 2 sections, and then the one that I just inserted. So you can easily create a form visually without having too much problems, because row layouts is something most people with Cadence will already have some familiarity with. So this helps immensely with creating a nice looking layout for your form. So whatever you want to put in, you can put in here. So you can do an advanced text block, and then here you can add a email field, for example. So it has unlimited options to style everything, because these blocks, again, the section block has all the same options, and the row layout as well. You can put a background image underneath, so you can make your form really cool. Now it will look everything but cool, I imagine, because I'm just doing something, but just to show you that you can create something really easy like this. This is a really awesome feature. Okay. I think most important fields we have had. Let me just go back and click once more on the plus. So layout fields, and then miscellaneous, you have the CAPTCHA, where you can choose 3 V2, V3, 4 turnstile and H CAPTCHA. Then you just have to set up your keys, put them in, and then you have some extra spam protection. So I think these are the most important ones. So it allows you to create really robust, nice looking form fields. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on creating a nice looking one in the future. But for now you have a little view about the new fields and what you can do. The form itself is now selected. So you see we have some submit actions here. You can also hide the form, so once they submitted it, that it's gone and they can't resubmit. But here are the options now we have. So you can redirect them, so you can let them send an email, so you get notified about a new form or a new contact. You can also redirect them to a certain page to thank them or whatever. And then you have some Fluent CRM, is something you might use or not, MailerLite. And then you see a lot of them here in the lighter gray. These mean that's here the Pro add-on, so you have to have the paid plugin, the paid blocks, to be able to use these extra options. But these 3 are included in the free version. The styling, you can also set some things for the field row gap, the input size, some coloring for normal and focus. So you have a lot of options. You see if I scroll down, there are a lot of things we can set up here, but I'm not going to go over all of this. Maybe I'll do a video just about the form, and then we can go a little bit more in depth about it. Okay, so this is the new form field. The last one is the advanced. Let me add a new block here. Maybe over here. We have a new one, the progress bar. So this is also something like this. Was not available before the 3.1 update. You have 3 styles to start with. The straight bar like this. You have a visual representation like this, or you have it like this. So you can set this up. You can set a lot of options again to style it to your need. You can set the border radius, you can set the number formatting like this here in the top. So again, I'm not going to set everything, but you can again do a lot of options. You have more things than you could imagine to be able to style this to whatever you want. You can put this in whatever you want. Coloring, text styling, number styling. So a lot of things are possible to set up with this as well. This is the progress percentage you can set up. The maximum is over here. So yeah, looks really nice. You can also do some animation stuff. So yeah, there's some really nice added features in the new update. I hope this was helpful. If you're considering trying out Cadence, you can start with the free Kadence Blocks plugin. You can just search for it in the library. And if you consider using the Pro version, they always have their lifetime deal still available where you just pay once. I also bought it a couple of years back, and I've easily remade the money with it because I've created some websites already, and you only pay once. You get your lifetime updates, lifetime support, and you never have to pay a yearly subscription again. So that's also still an availability. So really, if you want to check it out, I'll put all the links in the description below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.